money to work for you as opposed to you constantly working for your money? Do you feel that debt keeps piling up and you can't seem to climb out of maybe the hole that you've dug yourself into? Are you like me as an entrepreneur who's trying to figure out how to manage the cash flow and your investments versus the work that you're doing so that you can be successful in life? I am so excited to be joined by a good friend, Anna, who talks about how you can rule your finances, how you can put that money crown onto your head and become the king or queen of managing your money in your life. Whether you are an employee working for a company and a corporation, or you an entrepreneur starting out on your journey, trying to figure out how to manage your budget, how to create that money mindset, I am so excited to be collaborating with Anna. Now, just a quick little background about Anna. She is not just a financial guru, she is also a author of an amazing children's book. She has a background of having studied at MIT. She has worked on Wall Street and in London. She brings both that European vibe and that American knowledge together to define what is the reality of money situations. And she helps people like you and me to own and rule their finances. Anna, welcome. I'm so excited to chat with you, to get into this conversation of money.
Thank you, Nancy. And what a beautiful intro. I love the European flair and the American wisdom combined.
So, Anna, I will have to say that money is one of these topics that really just makes me feel uncomfortable. And I'm going to guess it goes back to my parents being entrepreneurs and me hand calculating out all of their books for them when I was a kid, and my mom going, make it all match, make it all match. And so I initially was like, I'm going to go into the corporate world so I can just get a paycheck. And then somehow life happens, right? And I stepped into entrepreneurial, and now I'm like, oh my gosh. So when you have clients and people come to you, what is the current thing that you are seeing as the common concern or issue in 2024 that people are dealing with?
Yeah. So let's take a step back to say about what is it about money that make people a little bit nervous? And the truth is that money is emotional. And when we look at behavioral finance and we look at, for instance, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the five basic needs we and levels we need to be our higher self, right? We need money for every single stage, even social connection. If you think about going for brunch with friends or dinner or going to see a theater play with individuals, money plays a vital role in our lives. And of course, it's going to be emotional. Number one. Number two, no one teaches us financial literacy. Now there are curriculums at schools. I'm working with a few schools in London on financial curriculum for students, but that is still rare to come about. And then we become adults. We're given access to credit cards and to things that are just like we think at the time, wow, magical. No one has taught us to manage this. And so that is how we can get into spiraling debt and other things, right? And so money is emotional. No one teaches us about how to handle our personal finances. So how are we supposed to know any better, right? At times. And so that's where I come in with my experience. And to answer your question, what I'm seeing most of the time, people come to me for, and with two main things. Number one is that they haven't really felt like they have been good custodians of their money, because we are just custodians of our money during the time on earth, right? We do not take it with us. And so they feel like either they've been just working really hard and saving money and it's sitting there, not making, not working hard for them, not growing for them. It's also the fear of making a wrong decision because they haven't received that financial knowledge and know-how. And so it's like, oh, I'm going to invest in the wrong thing and lose money, or I am going to, give my money to someone to manage it and I'm just not going to deal with it. But the truth is that can have positive repercussions and really negative ones. And so when people come to me, it's really about they are ready to say to their money, hey, I want to be friends. I want you to work for me. I'm going to dedicate time to you, And so let's work together. And I help them with that relationship from mindset to actual investing.
I love that concept. Let's be friends with money because I will tell you, money has been my enemy for years and years in my life. And I'm learning to try and become more friends with money. I'm learning to be like, okay, what is it that I love about money? And what is it that I love about the flow of money? So, one of the things I heard you say in there, and I know this has definitely been something that I have done, is I go to work, I get paid, and as part of it, a certain portion goes off my paycheck into investments. So in Canada, RRSPs, but if you're in the US, it could be 401ks or any of those types of things. And I've been like, it is better for the managers to manage the money and just leave it with the banks to do, as opposed to me actually paying attention, owning it, and understanding that. So, as a financial coach, how would you help someone like me get to be like, okay, what am I looking at? What am I evaluating? How, and I know I'm throwing out like a lot of questions, but how do I manage that money or take ownership of that money?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's not uncommon for people to just, kind of get into the flow of things saying, oh, well, my company's taking care of that. Well, firstly, they're not. What they're doing is deducting from your payroll a portion that then will make your taxable income reduce, depending, again, what vehicle they're using. If it's, for instance, a 401k or a Roth 401k, they have different tax implications. But they say that deduction's going in and it's going into an investment manager that is going to be managing that. Now, usually, that investment will go into a bucket based on your risk tolerance, based on a survey that you may have done when you opened your account with the asset manager or wealth manager and chosen kind of different buckets. And it'll be then invested in stocks or it would be invested in bonds, maybe commodities. But this is the thing, most of the time people don't even take the time to fill in those risk tolerance basically studies. And so what happens is the money that you're putting away through your employer is going into what's called a balanced fund, perhaps a target date fund, meaning that it is a fund that is carrying kind of an conservative ish risk profile, and it's invested in a way that may not suit you. Why do I say this? Because, first of all, it depends on what our goals are in the future, our retirement goals, and how much money we're going to need depends on our expenses and our needs in the future and other sources of income and cushions we may have. And so, one of the things I notice a lot, particularly with the women I work with, is that they have ignored where that money is being put into. And when I analyze the portfolio, because again, I am not a financial advisor, but I am a financial educator and coach with over 23 years of experience in in finances, working on global trading floors. And then I certified myself for personal finances. So I know a lot about investments. And so when I look at these portfolios, most of the time they're either getting basically no return or negative return. It has happened so much with some of my clients that they just, let's say, put their money into the most conservative fund, which could be bonds. Love bonds. I did fixed income for a long time, but the truth is it's not going to satisfy their needs in the future. And so we have to change that. So somebody like you're asking me about your situation. I would go in there and be like, first of all, Nancy, let's do a financial health exam on you. Just like you would go to the doctor, I would be studying certain financial ratios in your life, from debt to income to expenses to housing. And I would then understand, okay, this is where you are in your health journey. This is where we need to get you to. Now, what you were mentioning about retirement funds, that's just one piece of the pie. We have a whole other piece of the pie. We have emergency funds, we have short-term savings goals, we have what are your dreams, needs, and wants. What are your desires, Nancy?
Mm.
Let's work to that. Let's budget together. Let's manage our money and put our money crown on in a way that is in alignment with our values and with our goals. And so I love retirement. I work a lot on that of investments, but I also work on money mindset. I work on cash flow management. I work on risk asset protection. Those are things like, hey, let's learn about estate planning. Let's learn about insurances. Because again, there's no point to create wealth unless you've already protected what you have. So that's a big part of what I do as a financial coach.
I love that you talk about having your dreams. Like, what is your money for your dreams? And I feel like we don't dream enough. about what it is that we want. And so we don't realize that money is there to support us in achieving those dreams, and how we manage it, how we play with it, how we do those different things in those different buckets is about the dreams. And when you think of people's dreams, what types of dreams do you hear coming up from women that you coach through this program?
Yes, most of the dreams, and again, I work with individuals from different ages, from as young as 20 to even post-retirement age. And the dreams are going to be depending on the season of their life, where they are at, right? But mostly in general, especially with the corporate women that I work with, it's that they want to be able to build their financial resilience. What does that mean? It means that if they lose their job or an emergency happens or their health is impacted, can they still move forward for a good amount of time and be able to thrive in economically challenging times? Number one. Now, I work with, for instance, a lot of mothers, and we work on not only establishing their wealth, but their generational wealth. Because a lot of times they are amazingly high achieving women and men that come to me and they go, I have to improve my finances because I want to break the generational pain that my family has had around
Mm,
money, whether that is just accumulating debt, living paycheck to paycheck, or simply not acknowledging their role and responsibilities around being good custodians of money, right? So I help them, and I help them build wealth for themselves, for their family, for their communities and children. Because I always say this, when you put money in the hands of women, it's not just them who are impacted, their communities and their families are impacted positively. And just to refer to something that you said, Nancy, was really interesting about what money can do for us. Money at the end of the day is just a tool. It is neutral. It is a tool that we can use to either elevate our values. So if we believe in education, we can take money and pay for ourselves and our education, or for our children's education, right? To for them to receive an amazing ability to build their skills and knowledge. If we believe in charity, we can use money for good by giving to nonprofits that are doing amazing jobs in this world. If we believe in community, we can put money towards those goals as well. So the thing is that I'm very holistic in what I teach, and I'm a big believer that if you are happy and you feel fulfilled, you are able to have more productivity and do better in the world. So that's why I'm very passionate through my coaching and through the program that I just opened yesterday, Rule Your Finances Academy. I'm very excited to help to put more money in the hands of good people.
awesome. I love that. Put more money in the hands of good people. And Anna, when you work with people, what I heard you say earlier, and this is, I think, a distinction that really sets you apart, is that you are not an investor, like going to somebody who manages your portfolio for you. You sit in that space of true coaching of people around their entire money bucket, their entire money relationship. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because I don't feel that there's enough people who help people look at their entire, like, what is their life. And often people who are in that investment community, it's like, I want you to invest in my funds. So therefore, there's a bit of that marketing where you're completely neutral from which funds they're actually using. So as a coach, what is it that distinguishes what you do in helping your clients make better decisions?
Sure. So, okay, going back to that, the incentive, as you say, is very different. When you are a wealth manager, financial advisor, and there are some brilliant individuals that do that, I personally know they can be part of your A team, right? I think, like everything, you should have a team of people for different things. If you want to improve your health, you probably need a nutritionist, you probably need a physio, an osteopath, maybe, you need a trainer, perhaps. So you decide, right? So in finances, when it comes to money, I am one of the people on your A team. And for instance, I work a lot with accountants. And what I do is, especially, so my specialization is US and UK and dual US UK citizens. And even though I work with clients from all different regions, because a lot of the topics I teach are universal, the specificity of what I know in terms of regulations and pension contributions and tax vehicles and taxes are pretty much US and UK. But for instance, I'll never forget working with one accountant, and he said to me, this was the accountant of my client. I was just helping her to understand certain concepts, teaching her what questions to ask the accountant. And he said to me, he sent me an email and said, you make my job easier,
Mm,
because they don't need to go into the depth of certain things, right? They don't have the time. They're focused on the tax side, whereas I'm looking holistically at a person's wealth, of which an accountant is a huge help, right? So I work with a lot of different parts of people's A team, is what I wanted to explain. Now, the other thing is that for me, when I look at, and I gave this example last night at a master class that I hosted. And if you look at, for example, investing $100,000, that could be Canadian dollars, US dollars, pounds, whatever currency. And we looked at what, if you were paying someone to manage your money, 1.5% fee, what that would look like over a span of 25 to 30 years. And the truth is that we are talking there about pretty much 30% of your savings gone in fees. That's a big chunk of money, right? That people are paying towards someone to manage their money when they could take the time to build the knowledge and do it themselves. And many times it's fear that holds people back. And I help people understand, let's break down, what are you fearful for and why? And again, knowledge is power. And when you have that knowledge, you can take action. And so my point of what I do is I don't tell people exactly what to invest them. I teach them how to invest, give them the options and choices so they feel empowered to make the decisions that are best for them. Because, Nancy, at the end of the day, no one cares more about your money than you. Let's be
mm.
frank. And
I love
so
that
if
statement. Help us be empowered to make good decisions around our money. Because I really feel that is the key to what people are looking for is they want to feel that they can be in control, that they can use their money wisely and be able to have the things that they want in life, to be able to live the values that they want in life. So, Anna, you have a new program that is just being launched. Why don't you take a few minutes and share with us what is that program and what is it, the results that you're going to help take these incredible people on in their journey?
Well, thank you. So the program, actually, this is the third time that we launch it. It's called Rule Your Finances Academy, and it is an online course and live group coaching program that takes place over 3 months, where I teach step by step all the important pillars of building wealth. And that goes again from mindset to cash flow management to estate planning and to learning how to invest and planning for retirement. And with the results that I help people, it's about feeling empowered and actually growing their net worth, because I work with them in a group format, right? They get access to modules on a student portal where there is tons of online videos. There's a lot of resources and tools to help empower them, even budgeting tools, financial health ratio tools that they can use. And then I have live participation for 12 weeks where we're in a Zoom call and I am teaching, I am educating, they are asking me questions one-to-one. It's almost like a small personal finance incubator where I take people through this for 3 months. Yet people have access to the online modules up to 12 months. So there's really time to catch up and make sure that you are empowered with your finances. And so we opened cart last night, meaning that we have open for enrollment. It is open for enrollment till Monday, and we start next Wednesday, 1st of May, with this new cohort.
Ah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So starting on May Day, which is also my birthday.
Oh,
That's very
very
cool.
a
um,
lucky day.
yeah, yeah. So if people want, I'm going to post the link below if anybody is interested in signing up for this course. Now, I'm going to say to all of my Canadian friends,
Mhm.
Anna focuses, as she said, on US and UK. However, her program has so much good content that all of the basic information that you need, the thought processes, the mindset activities, the budgeting activities, those types of things you can still get by taking this course. It's just you may have to do a little bit of research on the Canadian rules if you want to do this. But I still encourage you to consider it because all of these tips, a lot of the Canadian wealth information comes based on US experts. And Anna gives you a perspective that allows you to own it, that allows you to take control and care of it. So even if you're a Canadian, I would invite you to reach out to Anna, potentially even have a call with her, talk about your situation, and maybe this is the right program for you because as we all build our wealth and as we take more control and more ownership of it, we get to share it and live the life that we want. And so I
Mhm.
encourage you to seek out Anna, to click the link below and either book a call with her or sign up and jump in and trust that this is the year 2024 is your year to rule your money, to rule your finances, as Anna describes it in this program. And it's been a pleasure to chat with you and to share this time with you. It's so nice. It's been a while since we've had a chance to chat. The other thing that I want to let you know is when you join one of these groups, your network is equal to your net worth. And so when you surround yourself with people who are up leveling their game in a group coaching environment like this with an expert of Anna, you all start to up level and influence each other. And so if you're struggling with generational wealth or friends who are in that same situation, putting yourself into this environment with this group on this 30 days together will help you up level just by being in the presence. So I encourage you to sign up and join this program.
Thank you.